and I got in there like 11:30. That's when my mom
Mm-hmm.
was talking on the phone with my uncle. I walked in there and I was like, "Hey, ma, your boy needs some breakfast and a coffee." And
And a
that's how I
coffee.
went in a coffee.
So she's a barista too.
Oh yeah, mama be
uh,
getting down, man. Shout out to mama for
Hey,
sure.
shit, I ain't even mad. Fuck, she need to fucking. I need some of that home cooking. That's the only thing that sucks about living so far up north where I live at. Is my mama's on the
Yeah.
fucking southwest side of town. I don't get your fucking cooking no more. I don't get her cooking. I got to do it all. So, but
Yeah.
shit, y'all. Another week of football.
Welcome to week 5 of the NFL
Week
season
five
with the
of the
Texans.
NFL season. This is No Narratives Podcast, episode 48.
48.
48, episode 48, if I'm not mistaken. It's I'm gonna tell y'all this. It's been a week, you know. I went on vacation this week, and the first thing I had to do was drop 9 bills into my car, which is not fun for anybody, you know, adult life. And then Pops had to go to the hospital yesterday, so that's no bueno. But the week ended great because the Texans beat that ass 44-10. Let's get it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I missed most of the game because, you know, I had shit going on. So, but hey, we offense moved the ball. I think I saw a graphic at one point. We had 6 possessions, 4 tutties, 2 field goals. The kicking Hawaiian didn't miss a field goal in an outdoor stadium.
Nope.
So you ought to be happy as hell because that's your
Oh, I was
boy. I'm
happy.
surprised.
I
I'm
was
surprised
happy.
you don't have a Fairbairn jersey. I really am surprised because he's the
I
longest tenured.
Yeah, I thought about it when he was number 7, I'll tell you that.
Well, he can't do that anymore.
I
There's
thought
another
about it
number
when he was
7 on
number
the
7.
team.
Yes,
There's another
sir.
number 7 on the team, and we'll get to that here
Yes, sir.
shortly. But, ladies and gentlemen, episode 48 has been a shitty week, but the Houston Texans did me a solid. They got a big dub. First win in franchise history in Baltimore, and it was a 40 burger. Look,
Mm.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The Texans did exactly what the Texans needed to do and what they were expected to do. Come in, put belt to ass to a injury riddled Baltimore Ravens team. Like, we're not going to sugarcoat that. The Ravens were missing players at key positions. At the start of the list, Lamar Jackson, Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton. I think they had like 4 or 5 defensive starters who didn't suit up. I think they lost one that they had today in the game, and they're missing, I believe, an offensive lineman. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the Baltimore Ravens. By every stretch, they're in deep shit right now. But however you want to look at it, the Texans came in and did exactly what they were supposed to. Belt, ass, dub, out the door. That's exactly what they were supposed to do. I was
Yes,
impressed from
sir.
what I did see. I'm gonna let Big Moon talk here in a minute. He's gonna talk the majority of this. I was impressed with what I did see with the offense. The offense moved the rock, like they moved it and they put up points. If this is what the offense is, what we're supposed to be accustomed to seeing from this offense is this is what we were told. This is what the offense is going to look like with that defense. Okay, but I'm taking it with a grain of salt because it was against a injury depleted Baltimore Ravens defense that ranks 32nd in the league. It's considered the worst defense in the league. So, yes, I ain't gonna lie, we put up 40. You just don't do that on anybody. So,
Correct.
I mean, 44-10, great win. Great to do it for the first time in franchise history in Baltimore. Going into the bye week, won 2 straight against our rival in Tennessee, and then Baltimore this week. Get healthy, build on some shit. Then I think we travel to the West Coast to play Seattle. But with that
Seattle.
said, Big Moon, what you got, bro? Because I know you watched this game.
Yeah, man. Great showing from the Texans for sure. Before we even talk about the Texans, prayers go out to Arthur Jones, Baltimore Super Bowl champ, brother of Chandler Jones, if you knew who he was, or even MMA fighter
John
John
Jones.
Jones. Prayers to you, man. Prayers to your family. Rest in peace. But yes, today was the show that I believe even Bryson was waiting for the longest. Defense held Baltimore to 10 points. Offense scored 44 points. Everything just seemed to be clicking today. As you said, we did play a Baltimore team that was depleted, but to me, the NFL is the NFL. No matter if you're a backup or not, you are suited to be an NFL player. It's all about out to come to play. I mean, Baltimore also came into the game at 1-3, having their own struggles, but I'm just happy to see that CJ is back. It's been a minute, CJ. I don't know where you've been. I don't know what you've been eating, but eat what you eat now because today's showing was amazing. CJ went 23 for 27, 244 yards with four tutties. Today for the receiving core, it was the Iowa State Cyclone show as Xavier Hutchinson gets two touchdowns, and then rookie Jalen Noel gets his first touchdown, and also gets a little disrespectful respect from me as he did the bird flock in the end zone against the Ravens. But man, I believe that honestly, it's what the Texans supposed to look like. I mean, it's great that we got teams that are struggling that we get to improve. But like you said, we go into the bye week. We can't go into it too hyped up. At the end of the day, we still have to improve. We have a good Seattle team. Another revenge game, even though Sam Darnold wasn't with Seattle last year, Sam Darnold did belt to ass us again when he was with Minnesota. So it's another get back game that we need to get for sure. What can you say, man? I know a lot of people I know for sure are mad that Woody Marks didn't get too much of the touches today after this great showing out in Tennessee. But at the end of the day, like I said, it was the CJ show. He showed what we've been wanting to see. His 30-yard run, I think, was like the game changer or the game changer for us for sure. Defense you can't do any better than that. Whatever Matt is doing and calling the defense, he needs to continue. We're number one in defense. I mean, Jalen Petrie, he looks like the rookie Jalen Petrie that I knew, getting interceptions, racking two. Kamari Lassiter also getting an interception. But also, I mean, we played Cooper Rush. The last time we played Cooper Rush was when he was with Dallas last year, and he pretty much had the same game, three interceptions. But yeah, I can't complain. Like you said, the kick in the wine got my email this week, and he did not miss at all. He was 3 for 3. But man, well, it's a great start for the fans too, man. It's a good way to go to the bye week. Let them enjoy a little. I'm gonna say enjoy like 4 days off, but then come back to work, guys, because we still got games to win. As we're still behind in division play, as Indianapolis Molly whopped the hell out of the Las Vegas Raiders, and then Tennessee got a win today. Surprise, surprise against Arizona. And then I think Jacksonville plays Kansas City at Jacksonville Monday. How do you feel? Yeah.
I would definitely say the way that CJ spread the ball around in this game. I was looking at some of the
Uh-huh.
stats. It looked like he got the ball to I think every single player that reported as a receiver, whether it was a running back, tight end, or wide receiver, got the rock.
Hmm.
Anybody who came in. And I mean, the way he spread the ball around, it was kind of, receiver by committee again. It was kind of running back by committee. It was kind of funny because a lot of people thought Woody Marks was going to get a lot more touches, but it was
Yeah.
Nick Chubb. So I don't know if that was by design. The Texans were expecting the Ravens to key on Woody Marks more and they didn't use him, or if it just was Nick Chubb was the hot hand. I don't know exactly what that was per se.
I just think it's because Nick Chubb played Baltimore his first in the beginning of his whole career, so he kind of already knew what to do against the Ravens. That's what I looked at as. And then we got to see British Brooks too, man, playing a fullback,
I,
getting
I
the tough
I ain't gonna lie.
yardage.
I did appreciate seeing that. I really did.
Hmm.
I thought that was good. I definitely liked how that was how they utilized that, especially on the short yardage situation, but not just short yardage. Also, they utilized that in the on fourth down as well. So I didn't really see him in pass blocking, but I mean,
I don't think British Brooks wasn't pass blocking at all. I mean, I think most of the time it was Chubb and Marks.
mhm,
I mean, shout out to the offensive line too. I think they only gave up 2 sacks, but I don't even think it really was the offensive line. I know Ursay probably did one slip up in the second half, and that's when Van Noy sacked CJ. But I
mhm,
mean, the team is looking way better. Like I said, we continue from last week's second half against Tennessee. Just continued, like it's like we've been wanting to watch. We've been wanting to see touchdowns, touchdowns, touchdowns. We were getting tired of watching field goals, and I'm glad about that. Defensive wise, I
mhm.
mean, defense did what they had to do. I mean, like I said, even with I think the only person they were missing on Baltimore was missing on offense was their quarterback, which I obviously made a big difference. But we did what we had to do on defense. The main goal was to stop Derrick Henry. We stopped Derrick Henry, had to make Cooper Rush throw the ball. The only bad play with the defense was that one was Zay Flowers and Stingley getting tripped up that got him 7 points later on in that drive. But other than that, man, what more can you expect out of a showing of that? Like I told people this week earlier, like the Texans, no matter who they play, whoever lines up as Baltimore players, we still have to come out to play. Sadly, sometimes the Texans have the tendency of dropping games that they're not supposed to drop. So I'm glad
That's
that they
any
came with a good
Houston team.
mentality.
I know you're not. I know you're just a Texan fan, and you're not a
Yeah,
Rockets or Astros fan. That's any Houston
no,
team. We always, when we go up against a shitty ass team, we always play down to them. Sorry,
right.
I mean that's just
So
the honest
no,
truth.
no, yeah, but I mean, this is like I said. Honestly, I'm just glad that it happened this way. We go into the bye week, and then like I said, I think the Seattle game is a Thursday night game. If I believe, don't know for sure. I think it is.
I will fact check you on that. Give me 1 second. Seattle is a Monday night game.
It's a Monday night game. Okay, so it's still prime time. I know they.
Our Thursday night game is the game that I was trying to get to go with you to, was the Buffalo game, and
Okay,
at the end of November,
that could
the
still happen.
20th of November.
That could still happen. Don't worry. Have faith. Have faith. But nah, man. I mean, like I said, I think Seattle dropped their game today. So
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
lost. It was a close game. It was a good game.
it was a very good
Seattle
game.
has been sneaky good. I thought Sam Darnold was going to have a one and done year in
Hmm.
Minnesota last year, and he's been surprisingly good up in Seattle this year. So,
Right.
so that's not going to be
And
that should be an interesting game for sure.
correct. And we're not playing a second ranked defense anymore. Now, continuing this schedule, we play better defenses. So now we got to see if really was this just we show out when it's a bad
Were these
defense
get right
or
games for real? Were these
right,
get right games for real and get the ball rolling, or was it you just played some shitty ass defenses and y'all are really still cheeks?
right, right.
We'll
I mean, we
find
don't know
out.
yet. We don't know
We'll
yet, but
find out.
I mean, it gives
We'll
us
find out on the next episode of the Houston Texans offense, week 7.
correct. But I
So
mean, if it continues, I think that Houston's going to be a problem if it's the way it is. Like, luckily,
if the
it's big.
offense, if this was literally the kickstart for the offense, and the offense is going to start like this is just a prelude to what the offense is really going to do, this
Hmm.
team can really be dangerous. But this all speculation. Every time we
Right,
speculate, we fall flat on our face. So I mean, it's just, it's great. Great what we saw last week at the end of the Tennessee game. Great game
correct.
today. As Texan fans, we could be happy. CJ came out, looked like CJ that we're accustomed seeing, or that we were hoping to see. Not really accustomed,
Yeah.
because he kind of looked like, but he didn't look like this last year all that much either. So it's like, here's something that as Texan fans we can actually say that we are excited to see. We got 2 back-to-back blowout wins where we're not
Hmm.
sitting there having heart palpitations because our offense can't get the fucking ball rolling and our defense has to go out there and put a stop or put
Right.
out a stop. So it's like, as Texan fans, this is back-to-back weeks where we could actually just sit back and be like, damn, see, that's an NFL offense right there.
For real.
Damn. So that's what an elite defense that isn't on the field 90% of the fucking game can do. Hell yeah, it's shit like
Yeah.
that. So, small shout out to what I saw, and I don't know if you had mentioned this before. Shout out to D'Amico Ryans. Shout out to D'Amico and to Matt Burke, the defensive coordinator. This is his second game calling the defense, holding Baltimore to 10 points. Last week
Hmm.
they shut out Tennessee. But shout out to D'Amico for making that move, but also this, and this is underrated because as Texan fans, we are not accustomed to seeing this. Bringing in some of the backups early in the fourth quarter when you're in a blowout win.
Right.
Get some of the starters out of the game so they don't risk getting hurt. I think we saw Davis Mills and Damian Pierce was in early at one point, but we saw
Fisher
Davis
went in
Mills.
for
Yeah, we saw Davis Mills come
Tigers.
in like the 9-minute mark or something. And
Hmm.
I mean, same on the defense. You saw a lot more of the backups coming in later on, like earlier in the fourth quarter. So shout out on that. I love seeing that because you're getting playing time for some of these players who don't get a lot of it, so they get to go out there and run and get some runs in. But then at the same time, you get your stars out of there so they don't risk getting hurt. So, I love seeing that. Um, and it's small stuff like that, the small coaching stuff like that, that I notice and that I key in on because anybody can keep their starters out there and just run the fucking score up, but
Right.
you know at some point it's like, yo, let's not add insult to injury. We put up 30. We're beating the dog piss out of this team. Let's just put the backups in and get through the rest of the game. And that's
Yeah.
what they did. And they had a drive with Davis Mills that stalled, and then we got the ball back on a Kamari Lassiter interception, and we ran the clock out, and that was ball game.
No, for
Jeez,
sure. I mean, I believe that this whole move that D'Amico did since last week is really improved the Texans all around. I mean,
because he's
today,
able
like,
he's able to be more involved on the with the offense now. He can be
exactly,
everywhere. I think they were
exactly.
talking about in the broadcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I believe so. But I
They were
mean,
saying something like that.
but it does show that it's improvement because in the first few weeks of the season, the offense just looked lost. It looked abysmal, And of course, yes, it still looked lost in the first half against the Tennessee Titans. But now it just looks like they all are in stride. They all understand what they got to do. He understands his checks. Also understands his check downs and when to take off on runs, like he did with his 30-yard run today. It's funny because what
I
earlier
didn't
this
see
week
that.
he said yeah, because I think earlier this week he was saying that he still hasn't grown into a grown man body, and his birthday was like I think like couple days ago, and he turned 23. But I mean,
Yeah, but he also said
buddy,
that he's lost his explosiveness too because he feels old or some shit, and everybody blew
yeah,
that way out of proportion. I was like, bro, he's
way
joking.
out of proportion.
Bro, he is joking. My God, I swear to God. But the thing is, though, they see is the offense looks like shit. We're not
Hmm.
winning games, and he's out here having a laugh, and everyone is like, bench him. He ain't it. Get rid of him. He's not taking it seriously. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, my man's still a kid, and you know what I'm saying he's not a grown man
Like,
yet.
yo, I get it. The offenses looked atrocious. I get it. Trust me. I wasn't calling for his head, but I was kicking his backside in on earlier episodes. I
Yeah,
get it. But you got to give the man an opportunity to A, figure out this offense, and B, get comfortable to being behind this offensive line again. Y'all realized, I guarantee you, he looked like he had shell shock earlier in the season. Missing
yep,
wide
he
open
did.
throws, missing open receivers, making the wrong reads, and when he did throw the ball, sailing it over their head, throwing it short, missing stuff we're not accustomed to. Yo, I was calling for his head too.
Yeah,
I wasn't calling for him to be benched, but I was calling for him like, you need to wake the fuck up for real. But
it seems like he got his confidence back, and he's in
I
stride
mean,
now, man.
after
So
the end of last week's game, and then this week, I don't know if you touched on it. This was his highest completion percentage
yeah,
in the NFL or in his career, 85%.
hmm,
So it's like, yo, just he with the last 2 weeks, with the last two wins, let's see what he does against Seattle. Maybe he'll wear a Mariners hat for his press conference then, and y'all can blow that shit out of proportion too.
for sure. But no, man, like I said, let's just like for the Texans, just continue the same path. Like I said, enjoy your bye week. But
Uh,
we're still on the hunt. We still in the hunt to get to playoffs. I mean, we're still third in our division. I mean,
yeah.
there's some teams that are taking
There's
losses
a
that we need
there's
to
a
take
game.
losses as
We
well.
got a good game tomorrow night. Jacksonville
Hmm.
and Kansas City tomorrow night. So we'll see
Yep,
how that's going to go. Are we going to get Kansas City like we're accustomed to seeing Kansas City, or is Jacksonville the real deal? We're going to find out.
definitely, definitely. So
So it's
tune
like,
into that one for sure.
yeah, definitely tune into that one. Sorry, my ESPN app is slow. Tune into that one. The things are going to get interesting with the Colts because the Colts are, since we turned this into a little bit of an AFC South episode, the Colts are now what, 4-1.
4-1.
They're 4-1.
Demolished
They
the
lost
Raiders
last week to
today.
the Rams. Beat the shit out of the Raiders. Um, and their schedule honestly doesn't look like it gets interesting until I don't even know if it gets interesting. They got the Cardinals next week, I think. Yeah, Cardinals next week. Then they travel to LA for the Chargers, which the way the Chargers look today, the Colts will win that game because the Chargers look like shit. Um, they got themselves a test the first week of November. They go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Steelers are
Okay.
looking like a new team with Aaron Rodgers at the helm.
Yeah.
They go to Berlin to face the Falcons. I have no faith in the Falcons. And then I believe it's the Sunday before Thanksgiving. They go to Kansas City and play the Chiefs. But
Mhm.
where things will get interesting for the Indianapolis Colts isn't until the last game of November, where we travel to Indianapolis to play them. And then they've got that week or that month of December, they go to Jacksonville, they go to Seattle, then they're home for the Niners, who should be healthy by then, assuming they don't get any more injuries. Then they're
Correct.
home against the Jaguars, and then the last game of the season is against us here in Houston. And that game could be eerily similar to what we dealt with CJ's rookie season, where you're
Divisional
winning,
game.
you're in, winning, you're in. So I'm just saying the Colts have set themselves up perfectly. But so I mean, there's
I mean, the end of the day, the NFL, we'll see how it goes. I mean, to me, the first is to me always I always say the first half of the season is not as important as the second half of the season.
mhm.
So okay, the Colts can have a good record right now, but it could completely change by the time we get to
Well, they
the
could drop off the
to
face of the
December.
earth. They could drop off
Exactly.
the face of
So
the earth. I mean, we saw that happen with Jacksonville several years ago, where they were like 8-1 in the division, leading the division, and then they lost like 7 or 8 straight or some shit, and they just
yep,
off the face of the earth.
exactly.
So
So
there's
definitely plenty of football left. So get your seatbelt ready because it's gonna be a ride for sure.
it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I'll tell you one thing: this Patriots Bills game became interesting fairly quickly
No,
because
it's getting really, really interesting for sure.
it was a snooze fest at the halftime. So,
Yeah.
you got anything else you want to add, brother, or that was it?
Keep the Texans O line the way it is. We want Ursay, Juice, what's his name? Jake,
Andrews, Andrews.
Ingram, and Titus Howard. I feel like that's working out perfectly for us right now.
Did Titus
Keep the
Howard get
keep
hurt today, or did they just bring Fisher in as an extra
they bring
offensive lineman?
brought Fisher in. Fisher came in for like an extra tackle for offensive lineman for a run game, and then when we were already up, we took him out and just put Fisher to get some playing time,
Got it.
which I'm
Okay.
okay with.
I didn't, like I said, I missed most of the game, and I just kind of saw glimpses of it, and I saw him in
Right.
as an extra lineman, and then I saw him staying in, so I didn't know
hmm
if Howard got hurt, which isn't new for
Nah,
him. He's always getting
nah,
hurt.
just Miko making the right choices or just resting some of the guys, so
Got it.
it
Okay.
so it works out for sure. Defensive wise, just to keep doing your thing. I mean, you can never say the perfect game when you only see your punter one time the whole game. He only punted one time today, and it was actually a pretty good punt as well. So shout out
Yeah,
to Mr. Townsend.
he booted that motherfucker. He said, "Oh, I'm
So
not getting much exercise today. I might as well get my filling in right now."
all right,
So,
so
but
yeah,
if
as
you
the
ain't got
Texans
nothing
take
else
their
to
bye week, man.
yeah,
As the Texans
Texans
take their
take the
bye
bye
week,
week.
we take our
I
bye
guess we
week as
take one
well.
too. You won't see us next week. We taking a bye week, but then we got 12 straight. So
12 straight
12
already.
straight. But hey, y'all, we appreciate y'all. Don't
Yes,
forget to
sir.
share, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, tell the homeless guy on
Mhm.
the street corner, tell
They
whoever.
got phones too, for sure. I seen them have
They got
phones.
phones, I guarantee you. It might be
They
a
got
burner, but
phones.
they got it. But man, I ain't got nothing else to add. So if you ain't got
That's it,
nothing, I'm
man.
out.
Peace.